that's why I think happen most of the time in French scene.
I have one quick question though, like there is sort of a little bit personal, but you can decide what you tell me here, right? So obviously a long-time teammate of yours in Counter-Strike was NBK, obviously one of the most veteran players ever. I will point out the most decorated French player in history.
He is.
In case people don't know, he has the most championships, most trophies, has everything. But and by the way, I say that also to point out that I've always been an NBK fan. I think the guy's a fucking amazing player. I've been impressed with how he's changed his role. But one area that people might know publicly, I have had a dispute with NBK, is the one area I couldn't go along with him was when he kept trying to be an in-game leader. And it's nothing to do with hating on him as a player, because he's actually a good example. I'll give an analogy here, right? If people are surprised that Shox as an in-game leader was never that good, I understand why that's surprising, because when you watch him play like the clutch round, he seems like the greatest genius ever. He always knows where to look and where the timing of the... So people make the mistake of thinking that being really smart in a certain area of catch is going to apply to every area. So it's the same thing with NBK. If he's played in every top French team and every fucking role in the game, seemingly, you'd think, yeah, he could probably be an in-game leader as well. Problem is, it just never worked out somehow. Like, do you have a theory as to why it is, what went wrong? Because it's not just that he like tried it and it didn't work out. He kind of was set in his mind that like it had to be this role for some reason. Like until he basically joined OG, he just he kept. It's like he was just determined he was going to be an in-game leader. Can you give us some thoughts on that?
Well, yeah, as you mentioned, we played within Nathan like for a long time. I really like have a big respect for that guy as both player and person. Like we had like good, like really good achievement together. We did really good thing together. But yeah, I feel like he tried to be in game leader at the really beginning of this mercenary team, like with Shox, Happy, Kiyoshima, and Smith. He tried to be, and it spent like maybe a week or two, because it didn't work. But I felt like it was always in the side of his brain that he still wanted to be one, and he tried in Vitality again. Like he wanted to go to the city side. He kept wanting to be the captain, because if I'm not saying he's wrong or it's true or whatever, anything like that, but he felt like he knows how to win. And that's a real thing that happened with us, like in Envious, in LDLC. He was like a big talker in the team. But yeah, I feel he thinks that, but like as a human being, I don't think he's made to be in game leader or a captain, because he's kind of a guy that has been alone. Like he likes to be lonely. He likes to be
a bit of an outsider, right?
Yeah, solo. He likes to be like alone in the room, not much with people. So I feel like it's not things that make you a good captain or good in-game leader if you're not like close to your teammates and all the things. So
it's kind of what you were saying earlier about the coaches. That's an area where NBK doesn't have a strength actually, which is that he's not like a super people person. I know this might sound weird to fans because on camera he is very charismatic, but within the French scene, famously, part of the reason why you notice in that story I said earlier, he was mainly the person who was having the beef with the other person, is he's not the guy who just everyone gets around with and loves. Like some people, they respect him, but they think he's weird or he's too intense or so. Yeah, that isn't always the most perfect person to be a leader, obviously, because a leader, like you're saying, you want to bring everyone along and make everyone feel valued in connection. Like that can be tough if that's not your natural strength,
Yeah, I think the best one he had was in Envious. He wasn't the captain, but he was like, it's like in football, like France won World Cup in 2018, and Lloris, the goalkeeper, was the captain. But like Paul Pogba, the Manchester United player, was like talking in the I don't remember the word in English, the laundry, where they just set up before the game. Yeah, the lockers. Thank you. The locker room. Thank you. And he was talking a lot. He was like the voice of the team. He was doing all the stuff. And that's what NBK was really good at before. I mean, he was like not the captain. He didn't want this role, but he was still talking. He was still has his piece to give to the team, in terms of a speech, of all the thing. I remember he wasn't happy during the speech when we this major run in Cologne. It was an NBK. He had to, even if someone had to scream at other, it was always him. Like he had this good role for a long time. But the thing is, with Happy, just fall apart with each other because they didn't like trust each other in some aspects. So after that, I felt like he wanted to become in game leader because he didn't have this guy close to him that was thinking the same way, and he was like trying to do a bit of existence. It was because obviously he played with existence for a long time, and he was trying to do like the same way. Even in Counter-Strike, the way he approached the game, he was approaching the game as in game leader was really existence. It was really the same way. But I feel like even Existence was doing like such a good job back in the days. The way he was thinking back in the days wouldn't work right now because you're watching demos. It's easy to work. Like what we say in France is Existence was like kind of like a book. It was a book, and if you read the book, you understand the book. You know what I mean? So it was easy to counter, and
it's predictable. You could see what he's going to do.
Exactly, and that's what he was trying to do at the beginning of Vitality, and that's why it didn't work on the T side, for example. That's why we gave Alex the coding, because we felt like Alex was more like he was doing much thing by himself, not preparing everything, just doing like trying to be.
He's also from the new school, like you say. He's from the era of this version of Counter-Strike. That's, if you notice, that's one of the reasons it's never brought up. But like one of the reasons why also people try to recruit newer players and younger players is because they don't have anything set in their mind from like 6 years ago when they were really good, which is a problem we have with a lot of top teams. Like if I wanted to talk about the first thing wrong with teams like MIBR, I'd start with stuff like that. It's like thinking that Counter-Strike's the same way it was 4 years ago, or something that you did a long time ago is how you should approach it now. The guy who gets to the top now, he's got to the top now because he's actually playing this version of Counter-Strike.